Welcome to the show. Good to see you today. Today's topics will be political issues and romance and homelessness. So let's see. We're going to start off with politics. I think the military should be designated to first serve and protect America. We need your help in the streets and prisons. We need to protect our citizens and effectively rehabilitate each other. When we're incarcerated or in times when we're, you know, in hard times, and maybe people have committed crimes, but the goal is to rehabilitate them so there's a break in the pattern, so they won't do it again. They won't return to drugs. And part of this involves our religion, because our religion is what determines how we go about, uh, you know, uh, treating our desires and managing, controlling our life, and what's our higher power or our source of, is it like an individualized, personal, quote unquote, relationship with your religion or your higher power, which I think is idyllic because then it creates yourself and your own faith, and you're not depending on other people to somehow uh, somehow complement or help you to figure out yourself. Um, what we need is we need to have safe prisons and streets so that the people don't need to be angry and defensive and vengeful and have to defend themselves. The U.S. Military forces should run these streets. They. It's not about being the tough guy. That's not the way to go. We want to be the smart guys and not run into houses with SWAT teams, but make use of the vehicles that are military vehicles, such as armored Hummer trucks with automated weapons. Use these and others. Use the technology available that we have to properly protect us. Another thought in politics. I don't think there's a need for elected officials to cast votes anymore as they have been, a concentrated group of people like the president and Congress making these quote-unquote, key decisions. We've got the internet for large-scale voting, which could be nationwide on key issues, such as where to get involved in a conflict or how to regulate carbon emissions. With the internet, votes can be more readily counted compared with previous polling techniques. And in order to properly monitor vote counting, so there's no corruption or miscounts, I've created the elected vote counter, the EVC, and this person will be elected. They'll be, highly credible. Maybe they'll be running a business or have a family or just something. There'll be people who, well educated, who the community admires, and they'll be the elected ones. And similar to congressmen or women or governors or city council members, they'll be depended on to make sure that society runs in a good way, but simply by making sure votes are accurately counted. Now, the EVCs, elected vote counters, would do this by talking to citizens in the community and getting a sense of what they want, and therefore having a good sense of what the community wants already, so that if there seems to be some type of discrepancy, the EVC could provide an advisory message and possibly suggest a recount. Okay, I'm going to pause it here. Alright. This will be a two-part series. Next part will be on relationships and homelessness. So check in. See you soon. Aloha.